China has a major tax problem, and most of them stem from the fact that China is both the second largest economy in the world, with advanced financial system and interrelation trade. Unfortunately, while also still being a largely informal economy, Chinese large economy demand a life of government spending which require a large and borrowed tax because to found unfortunately the country does not have that the unity state. Chinese closed being and economical size has federal tax. That means federal revenues of around 70% of GDP or around 25% when you included all local and state revenues. China, by comparison, has revenues of 9%. Now, this video is not to the tax or highly tax. It is instead to look at the system issues that China will have to overcome to stop living on borrowed time and create a surroundable system to fund its government activities. But truly understand this problem, we are as also going to need to look at some specific issues. What specific issues? That's first called why has China been unable to raise more tax from its economy? Second, is this low tax revenue actually going to hurt its economy? And third, is there anything they could not do to fix the issues? This we can put China, the second largest economy in the world, on the economic explained national leader board. The need to China operates of a central authority, but no single man or even a single institute can observe the operations of 1.4 billion people in one of the highest country in the world. Unfortunately, is shared amongst provinces with their own sub-provincial region and cities. Within those regions, all of those local authorities are in charge of central government functions that are too small of regionally to be controlled by the government organization. Above them, it does not make sense for the People Party Congress to be managing the tax collection schedule of the delegate that down to the provincial government body who will problem delegate it down to a city council. So for this is not that on usually cities, it's basically exactly the same system. Then I am sure most of your own government used to such most of your themselves perform their functions. These functions, the big difference is in the way that they get their funding. In most development economic, local government get their funding primarily though a combination of property tax and money coming from a more senior level or government. The federal government give money to the state and state give money to their local governments. They may also have alternative revenue such from things like parking ticket or business fees, but those are pretty much irrelevant component to these two. Chinese local government are a little bit different in that they make most of their money by tax, business and selling of 20 to 70 years on their hand holding in China. No private company or citizens can own urban land, so nothing in out from 70 years is the next best thing. 60% of whatever these local government make from the business needs to be returned to the central government, but the land revenue are all things very significant, but the land revenue are all things these are very significant revenue such because the real estate marketing in China is absolutely massive. We might not avoid a few months ago about land issues worth development in trades some kind of infrastructure in place to support the people that will be living in this new development. The solution to this is that provincial government are counselled in one arms force against one another to build out more infrastructure so they can make themselves economic habits, so they can sell off land right, so that they can found more infrastructure, so that they themselves economics have this government of click on and egg dash to think. The first is that it create a gift of infrastructure ghost cities and railway that carry no passenger are not uncommon in China. The problem is those governments are not allowed to issue and they do not start making land revenue until the sale of their land holding, so they need to create the have come up with what is called a local government financial platform, and it's pretty much exactly as it sounds. What this local government do is set up a private company, then give that company some of their state assets. This can be cash share and state entrepreneurship on their land right that they are trying to sell off. The subsequent private company can they go to the bank and use all of these assets as collect to get loan. The loan government can then use this cash to fund whatever infrastructure project it want, and the bank can bundle this loan up and sell them as bonds on the open market. In 2019, local government financial banks constituted 39 of all outstanding bonds in China. Domestic marketing, the other band, was until recently most made up of religion bonds sold by the development company that needed funding built the land that was being leased out to them by this local government. These local government financial platform bonds are demand to be quite safe because the indicator have the backing of the community party, and it's unthinkable for many Chinese investors that the government would default on their debt. This also has the benefit of purchasing government debt into the private sector. So national debt to GDP figure look benefit then they really should. Of course, the problem is that this our local government, national government, and they have even changed to going bankrupt because they are limited in now they can raise renewables, so for their whole system has not been an issue because the real estate market is valuable so brilliantly that even the most reckless borrowing purchasing can be whipped away will the money that is made by local act this land, but the percentage strength quite is strategy to can under one for strategy. China is still purchasing script lockdown to stop the spread of lover. The government has adopted a zero cash policy with many even entire cities. As large of the complete lockdown should any causes be debated, this lockdown have banned people from leaving their houses from any reason outside of getting zeros. So business are obviously soft level. A look of business actually has cut off a major source of renewable for local Chinese government, and that before we get into the problem in the real estate sector, the unwavering conformist the Chinese people one hold in real estate is will wavering of the back of high profile potential development bankrupt. This has meant the less people want to invest to potential, which means less are getting built. Many local governments means again less revenue from revenue renting out their land holding. It also means the banks are no longer interested in accommodated this land holding as control to underwrite the potential for these local government financing platforms to make this all worse. The Chinese central government has started issues tax return to comparison citizens from being locked into their homes, while similarity are cautiously passing for more infrastructure projects to offset the economic impact that the lockdown caused. Is the first place. This means less money coming in, made money going out, and less options to raise money. To bridge the financial gap, in the mentions the highly speculative active financial assets that are deemed and too safe to fail because that backed by real estate in the market that has been booming sound in China. That is a China tax plan in the world largest economy, second largest economy. And let's start next video.